What you doing, beloved?
Attention, attention, my black brothers. What I want y'all to do right now is take out the do-rag, the silky, tie it down. I want to see the waves glistening. If you got nappy hair, pick it. Don't let nobody discourage you.
Ariel.
Black boy.
Happy Pride Month!
Happy Pride Month, sister!
It is so great to see you.
It's where the gays can be gay and gay and gay.
Wow, bitch, we're back.
Gay.
Isn't that wild?
Back. Oh my gosh. It's been a while.
Yeah, baby.
And we're here. I feel like it was also very, very much needed for us to take this break because now people want to blow my phone up. I'm like, no, y'all don't have to blow me up. I am shooting the podcast
Baby.
right now. But no, yeah, it's been a while. I mean, we've talked, of course, we hung out, but like actually doing this is so like foreign. I was like, is this thing on? But
I'm glad to be back.
I am too, girl.
Look at
it
your
was very much
smile.
needed. I can't stop smiling. I'm like, I can't stop. It's like, ah. But no, yeah, I'm excited to just talk and check in with everybody and see how everything's going. Also with you, girlie.
Yes, girl.
We have a lot to catch up
Yes,
with.
we fucking do, honey.
I was holding, like, when we talked, remember I was like, bitch, I cannot wait for us to get on the podcast so we can just get the raw emotions from one another. And I'm here for it.
Before we jump into everything, I want to know, in honor of Pride Month, what is the gayest thing that you did this week?
Well, everything I do is gay.
I know, that's
like,
right.
I literally can't turn it off. But I think the most gayest thing I did this week was, I know the girls are going to judge me, you know, here we are with this. But, sorry, my hat is like, there we go. I took some nudes and my new Savage Fenty underwear.
Who's going to judge you? The gays always send nudes.
Okay, but it's because I'm doing it so late in the game. That's the judge. It's because this is not the first time I've sent nudes.
Right.
But it's the first time I've wore jockstrap.
That is what I'm judging you about, yes.
That is the part. And the girls are like,
absolutely. 28 years old and you haven't owned a jockstrap until now? You got 28 years? How long have you been out?
I came out freshman year, second semester.
So 10 years ago? Oh, sorry.
Damn. Are you about to just...
I'm just saying.
Yes, because also, like, I never felt comfortable wearing them. I felt like I also needed to have a reason to wear them. But then I got to this point, I was like, bitch, you are the reason.
Yes, you are.
You are the reason.
Season, honey.
And granted, I did not send these to anybody either.
Oh.
Did I say I did?
I thought you said you sent them.
I did. Never mind. Sorry.
I was ready to say, now don't get up here and tell the people a lie now. Nah, come on.
I thought about it. I said, I did not send it to nobody. Girl, I immediately sent it to somebody.
You should have. That's what nudes are for.
Did.
If y'all think your CIA agent hasn't seen your hole, I promise you they have. Whether you were sending pictures or you were just at home chilling with your booty tooted up in the air and your laptop open, baby, your assigned agent has seen that hole and that pole. All right.
Do you private browse?
Yeah. Oh my God. My phone stays, especially when I'm watching porn now. My phone absolutely stays on private browsing. Shout out to Safari. I don't know that it means anything, but I absolutely do private browse. Same.
Shout out to Google Chrome Incognito. You know, the girls are invisible, even though I feel like they still can get through.
Yeah, I mean, privacy is a fallacy, especially in the United States of America. If you believe you have privacy, I can guarantee you don't. And even
you don't.
There are like apps that you can pay for privacy now, and I'm pretty sure that those are a waste of money because literally we know that if somebody wants to get something, they're going to get it.
They're going to get it.
Look at the scammers. They always find a new way to get us anyway. Wow.
They do. They always find our credit cards.
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, they'll find a way to get our credit cards, whether we like it or not. But what have you done that was super gay?
Oh, okay. So I like to run in the park, and when I'm done running and squatting and all that good stuff, I either run or I fast paced walk back to my apartment. Girl, I was in that park really shaking my ass yesterday, like literally as I was stepping, like bouncing back, and then Cheetah Girls comes on, and I'm literally like strutting down the middle of the road, like hands in the air, like all of that shit.
We love that.
I don't know. The Cheetah Girls just like make me fag out. I don't know what it is. Do I ever say that word on here?
You don't.
Sorry,
I do. I do. Listen, I feel like we can say that just like Black people can say nigga. I feel like we can say it and we own it. We're taking ownership, right? We're reclaiming it.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not embarrassed or ashamed. I just don't know that I've ever said it on here before. I feel like I usually draw that boundary. My bad, y'all.
You was like, oh, don't think I'm ashamed.
I forgot what I was. I told you I was been enough.
Listen, we have not done this in a while. That's the thing. We're about to get comfortable. No, girl, I listen. Cheetah Girls gives me like, I love the Cheetah Girls. Like,
oh, I'm going to always do that. I'm literally going to always jump up out my skin for some Galleria, Dorinda, Chanel, and Aquanetta.
Was it Aquanetta?
Mm-hmm.
I never knew it was Aquanetta. I thought it was always Aqua.
Nope, it's Aquanetta.
Aqua. Oh, Jesus. All right, the ghetto. No wonder Keely was her. No wonder Keely was her with the hot sauce in her bag. I was like, ooh, wait. It was Strut though. You danced to you. It was Strut that you were.
No, it was the party's just begun. We can do anything we want to finally get the chance.
Never better than we ever been. Cause that was fucking Cheetah Girls too,
baby. That was I went to Barcelona at 24. Had the dream for 12 years. That was 3 years ago. That movie came out about 15 or 16 years ago.
Bitch, you was over there literally probably like, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to strut like you mean it for your mind.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Look at the little queer in you. Look at the little queer in you.
Oh my gosh. Cute. Girl, 4 fucking months since the last time that we shot this show.
Wait. What is up, everybody? It is your boy, Lord Devery.
And I'm Derwin King.
And welcome back to another episode of That Black Boy Joy, where we create a space where Black boys can be themselves in.
So much more.
4 months. Okay, now you can do what you're saying. Continue.
Yeah, see, exactly. It's been 4 months since the last time we sat down and did one of these episodes. I swear, it's just like, it's crazy how much life has changed in that little bit of time. It was literally the last episode we did, I believe, was with Doug. Was it not, Doug Spearman?
Yes, it was with Doug Spearman. I think it was like March 7th.
When we posted it.
But we had shot that probably like... We shot that in February. Yeah, we shot that in February. We dropped it in. But it took us even a while for us to drop that.
I mean, life was super hectic. No, seriously, we were just getting to the point where we were like, whoa, baby, this is... some work right now. And I mean,
we was over here like,
in our defense, right? Like, the world has continuously changed, right? And like in really scary and crazy ways. And you were starting a new job and I was kind of getting adjusted to New Orleans.
Yeah.
And in a different way, I think, because I was working all the time. And then like in the middle of trying to figure out like this stuff with my new job, I don't know. It just felt like everything was completely out of whack and like I needed to be mentally focusing on getting my life together.
Life? You had to focus on life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the same space. And also I experienced burnout.
Yes.
Like and we're going to talk about that later, of course.
Yeah.
But like, I just had got to a point where I just was like, we're shooting, we're doing all the editing, we're doing all the stuff, and we're just doing a lot.
Yes.
And just like, for me, I didn't feel like we were getting like the return in a certain space, which we'll unpack. But I got to a point where I was like, I am tired. I want a break. I want to stop. I want to just take some time to like be free and also like get the energy back to shoot, because it was just getting to like a routine. We're like, this will be our 95th episode. So we've been doing this for quite a while.
Yeah, I told someone that and their eyes jumped out of their heads. I was like, we're almost at 100. She was like, what?
And casual. And we were pushing.
Like a machine.
When I say it was a machine, and I think we got to that point of just like,
It was us. I mean, it was literally just like, it was us. And not to mention doing everything else that we're involved in. I mean, we're not boring girls, you know, we're not sitting around and like doing the podcast and then going to sleep now. I mean, there was a time in last year where, and I mean, it's going to be like that this year, but I mean, I'm a different bitch, where I would work immediately finish working, do the podcast, immediately finish that, start practicing lines, or go and do the next thing. Like, it was always a revolving door of activities. So, I mean, you know, kudos to the girls. Pats on our backs because we took a well-needed break, okay?
And listen, it is always okay. We're the girls that's all about self-care. We're the girls that's always about taking that time that you need. Also, like, you just need to recharge. So, listen.
You ain't never
as
gonna
much
see me
as we talk about it. Oh, girl, one thing about me is when I'm tired, when I need to rest,
I'm going to sleep.
She's going to rest, right? She's going to take that nap. Mm-hmm. She's going to take a break. She's going to create those boundaries because my mental health and my energy is like way more important right now. And it's also like, I can't be at 100 if I don't have 100 in me.
I know that's
right. So it's like, why keep doing it at that capacity and not giving the energy that it deserves and all of that stuff. But then there's also internal stuff. And I was at a space, I was just like, whew, all right. I think we're good for a little bit. But we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about the good things and all that stuff. But like we always do, we're going to go into our Black Boy Joy Spotlight. And our actual Black Boy Joy Spotlight for this week is going to be a social media page called Native Son, which you can follow them at Native Son Now. And it is basically a platform, a nonprofit organization that is all about uplifting Black men, Black queer men specifically, and inspiring them, motivating them to be their authentic selves and just embrace and celebrate each other. And they currently have a campaign going right now where they're asking Black men or male presenting, what does Black Boy Joy mean to them? And it's just always something that, you know, of course, we love and we want to hear and things of that nature. So I just really wanted to give them their flowers and just their credit because creating that space for us is always needed and always deserved. And it is just something that the more visibility we see and the more opportunities that Black boys have to embrace themselves, specifically queer men as well, is always impactful. So shout out to Native Son. You can follow them on Instagram at Native Son Now to check in with all their content about queer Black men and all the good shit we are doing in the world.
To throw in that it from the bio, it is an intergenerational movement, community, and platform created, it says 4 years ago, to inspire and empower Black gay queer men. There is no other organization globally that supports this community with the emphasis on wellness, empowerment, and amplification. We are Black, gay, queer men who are leaders, mavericks, and the best at what we do.
Mm-hmm. And that's great. You know, it is cute because you know the other shit be always about sex. So the other shit be about sex. So come on, Global.
No, I think this is a good choice for our spotlight. If I can read one more thing from their site, because I actually really love Native Son and have a deep respect for Emil as well, the founder. Native Son harnesses the collective power of Black gay queer men with the goal of ensuring that our voices, visibility, and lived experiences are elevated in all of the communities in which we exist and never again disregarded. I will say that they do a really good job of like amplifying our voices and just like spotlighting people. Examples of Black love all the time. And every time I see a couple kissing or I just see if I just see a happy Black man, I'm almost certain it's being posted by Native Son. And then I look and it is. And I'm like, look at that. So they're doing it.
Yeah, we don't see each other doing those things, which I always love. Like, I'm here for the gay shit, the Black gay shit. All right. Black specifically, because we just need it. I just want to see more of it. Like, shout out to them. I just want to say shout out to them, Native Son, and the girls are doing their job. What was you shaking your titties?
Oh, I was showing the girls my equality shirt.
Come on, equality.
It's cut real low. Look at my little taco meat.
I had mine on, but mine was like wrinkled, so I decided to just I said, I'm gonna just wait. We have a whole month.
But you know that month is gonna go by quick because we already on the 9th, baby. Speaking of, today is the release of the Queer as Folk on Peacock. I don't know why I put the in front of Queer as Folk, but 2 episodes are out on Peacock right now. Did you watch the first one?
I have not watched it yet, but because I'm saving time to watch it tonight. Like I'm going to eat dinner and all that. So first of all, y'all, I was not a fan of Queer as Folk.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah.
I told you that I wasn't. I was not a fan because it was white. All right. And it was also based on a British series originally. And they brought it to the States.
Almost forgot about
and
that.
they made it white.
Correct.
So I was never a fan. Everybody knows I always scream this to the moon and back. I was a Noah's Ark girl, 2 seasons, pissed off, jumping the broom. Come on, bada bing, bada boom. However, you could talk more about this, about Queer as Folk, but they did a reboot and it is based in New Orleans where my girl is at and all of that good shit.
Yes, baby. So they filmed it between, I want to say, November, December, January, and February. So I was on the set for that show during that time. I mostly was there for November. Oh, okay, never mind. Every month.
I was like, girl, it was every month.
I filmed every month there. I don't know how many episodes, but it was a really interesting experience being on that set. I've already seen the trailer, and I did actually watch the first episode already. It's so interesting. Let me just tell you, being in DC, I feel like there weren't a lot of things on television that were like in DC. So there weren't many occasions other than Real Housewives of Potomac where I would see things that I frequent on the television.
Also, like political shit. It was always.
I wasn't watching that.
It was The Hill. It was always on The Hill.
I wasn't watching House of Cards, and then I don't really care for. I guess like what's it called? Even on Scandal, they never really, that wasn't a DC show. They were always everywhere. And then when they were in DC, they were at the same 2 locations. It's just whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm watching, Queer as Folk, and it takes place in the city I live in. And there's stuff that is down the street from me. It's because it's such a small city, it feels so cool for me to see my community on just television.
Yeah.
And even I was watching the Tank and the Bangers music video the other day, and I was just like, ha. Considering I've only been here for a few months, that shit is just so cool to me. I'm sure these girls that are from here don't give a fuck. They're like, we see this all the time, but baby, I love it. Okay. So anyway, back to Queer as Folk or whatever. It was quite an experience being on set. Saw a lot of cool queer people and some straight people too were there. I don't know why that blew my mind that there were straight people on a set. I don't know why I was pretending as if. It was you do this queer production and you assume everyone who does it is going to be queer. And that's probably the first time that I've been in a space and consciously was everyone here is gay or queer.
For the most part.
And isn't that wild how there was a point in our lives where we would step into rooms and the assumption was always point blank period that everyone was straight. And then you're the queer person is you're the outlier. It was the exact opposite on the set. That was so wild.
Yeah. It's still the same. I still do that when I walk into a place. I'm like, you're straight, you're straight, you're straight, you're straight.
Really?
But I'm like, I do that. Or I do everybody's gay until they're proven straight.
That's kind of where I am now. Honestly, it's really interesting. That's kind of where I am in my brain.
But no, I think that I'm interested in this season or series of Queer as Folk because it's actually diverse, and not just because of not just the colors and complexions, also the intersections of queerness, individuals that are non-binary, individuals that are trans, individuals that are not able-bodied, and things of those. It's just a very diverse show. And is that? That's how you say it, right? Non-able-bodied? How do you, is that, okay. I'm not sure
people say differently abled. Are people no longer using the word disabled?
I don't, girl, nowadays, girl, I ain't trying to get canceled.
I'm not entirely sure that disabled is a bad word, but I wouldn't be the person to ask.
Either, but see, so that's the thing is I watched the trailer, and granted there is to my knowledge, there is a more cis guy leading the charge, of course. It's just good to just see more of a variety.
That actor's name is Devin Way, by the way.
Come on, Devin Way. I have not watched it yet, so I can't really give it my judge until next week. But yeah, I'm watching it after we get done shooting because I want to sit and watch it, make some dinner.
I can't wait for you to see it. You know what's really funny? I saw myself like several times in that first episode, and did not react even once. Actually, I laughed a little bit, but then I saw my friend, right? Every single person, because it wasn't a big set. There are not that many people in the background. Every person I saw that I recognized, I was like gagging. Like I literally like.
But not yourself.
I don't know why. I see myself and I'm like, haha. And then I saw my friend for like 2 seconds and I got up and screamed, bitch. I paused that TV and was screaming. I love seeing the people I know on television. It's so cool.
It is. Like, you're like, bitch, you made it. Bitch, you're on TV.
Like, look at my little baby.
Bitch, you made it. But shout out to Queer as Folk for being more diverse, because where it was going in the past, they could have kept it. I was not here for it. It was too white.
I can't wait to see what you think about it, because I have lots of criticism.
I'm going to have criticism because it's coming from like a white space. And sometimes they try to like force this, like, I'm always like, sometimes it just like, forcing the LGBTQ plus community and certain things is just not needed. But keeping it subtle. Just keeping it simple.
You know what? We like a natural moment, okay? We like a natural moment. I'm going to tell you right now, this, and I'll give it to them because it's just a pilot episode, and this is true for any show that tries to establish itself as different from its predecessor.
They're going to be throwing it at my face, or they're going to be throwing it at me, girl.
Oh my God.
Yes, mama, honey, slay. Oh my
God. Wait till you hear the dialogue in the first episode. I'm going to give them a pass, though, because it was exciting. I'm very intrigued, and I cannot wait to continue watching. There are 2 episodes that are out right now. I do want to say that Kim Cattrall's accent was a choice. So
that's why she didn't do Sex in the City.
Oh, you didn't know she was in the show?
No, is that Kim Cattrall?
Yeah, that's correct. That is
okay. Got it.
And
I didn't know she was in the show.
Yeah, she's the main character's mother. I was on set with her one day. I'm excited to see that scene.
Work.
Weird. No, I honestly cannot wait for you to watch and see her accent, because she comes on. Well, I didn't think I was going to end up talking about it. She comes up in the shot. I'm looking at the scene, and I'm not surprised because I know who the cast is. And, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Let's see what Kim got going on. And I hear her talking. And I was like, wait, what? What is that? What's happening here? And I was like, is she doing And I won't use any words to describe the accent. I won't qualify it. I will not qualify the accent. All I will say is that it is a choice. Trash.
Moving on.
So, have you watched the first couple of episodes of The Real Housewives of Atlanta?
I'm up to date.
Yes.
Yes, I'm up to date.
Okay, you don't sound enthused.
That's nothing.
You don't like it?
It's just not at all. Let's just get into it, girl. Marlo is the slightly most entertaining thing on here. But again, I feel like she's trying to give like this Nene vibe, or like just like out, just says random like quotes or just random things, which I get it, because she is the only one that has like a personality right now.
I mean,
but like everybody else is just very stale, very bland. I don't care for Drew and her lioness and her man just verbally just trashing her on TV. I don't care for Kenya trying to be this new saint this season.
Yeah.
I don't care for Sheree as over here dealing with a jailbird and she has an android. I don't care for that. I don't care for Miss Trackstar. She just moved to Atlanta. She's still trying to get acclimated.
You don't like Sanya?
I don't like Sanya. I don't like Sanya because the way she's this layout of how she's about to just fucking go left on Drew, I don't like. It's just really random and really weird. And then also Candy.
Wow.
I'm watching it though. Like I watch it regularly, but it's also like it's something that like I
didn't think you weren't going to like it. I'm actually shocked. I'm over here a little shocked. I ain't going to hold you. Now, do I share some of your opinions? Yes, we differ on a couple of them. All right. So for the sake of not spending all damn episode on the rants, let's just run through these last 2 real quick. So Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey ended their contract.
Next. The contract, I think it expired. I think it actually hit
yes, the lease.
They didn't renew the lease.
Yes.
They didn't renew it, and they just said fuck it. Like, and I'm okay with that.
I am too. iMessage apparently will allow us to edit and unsend messages.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
When does that happen?
I don't know, but one thing I don't like is when a nigga do not respond to a message. I'm deleting that shit, and you ain't gonna see it no more.
Not this is jacked.
Yep, you didn't respond to my message. Here's the thing about me. One thing about me is I don't play that shit. Don't act like you didn't see that message hole. You on Instagram and all that. Don't do that because I'm gonna delete that shit like I didn't text you at all.
The girls said they're gonna start blocking if y'all start editing and unsending text messages.
I'm gonna edit. So here's the thing, right? Everybody knows I can't write. I can't text for shit. I can't send an email that has to have one grammatical error in it, which I'm working on.
I know that's right. Self-development, baby.
I'm working on it, all right? However, I need that because I send out messages and my shit's going to be fucked up. So I need to edit it so I make sure, like, girl, no, I'm not stupid. I'm just dumb.
You know, y'all could just revise, right, before you send a text message.
I know that I can, but the way my brain runs, it just doesn't stop to revise.
Y'all moving too
I have
quick. Grammarly.
I don't know why, girl, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm also excited to unsend too, so I can start all over.
My friend Tori is always sending and unsending me messages on Instagram, so I'm going to be really irritated when we start doing it in text message. I don't know why she does it. She literally will send me a message, and right before I get to read it, she'll unsend it. So she's going to abuse the fuck out of that feature. And I'm
going to do that too. When niggas I send my nudes to, if I send you a nude and you don't give me a heart or like, unsend.
That's a good use for it. Because, okay, great. Now I know why I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. Well, niggas they'll see it. What if I screenshot it?
Okay, you got to do that then. I mean, if you screenshot it, but you got to have... How you going to screenshot if you didn't see it?
What is the point of this feature? Why I don't know that this actually is...
I think it's to remove paper trails, bitch.
Yeah.
It's to remove paper trails. If you murder somebody... and you tell somebody, say, I killed this person, and you can say this.
But I refuse to believe that there's not some log of it somewhere. This seems completely useless.
It is. It's just like, you know, when you delete pictures, but you have to go to the permanently delete because it's not really deleted.
Right. There's got to be a log. There's got to be.
No, it's just, you know on Instagram you unsend something.
I need the details.
It's no log. It's no log when you unsend something on Instagram.
Oh, you're right. Nah, but I feel like Instagram got a copy of that shit. You know, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, somebody got access to that information.
Yeah,
they have to.
The white man.
I'm telling you, because I just know the courts ain't about to let that go down.
They're not, and here we are. Listen, I'm here for it. Give me a good old edit. I only thing I need is an edit, bitch. Because one thing about me is like I need to unsend something. If I put some stupid shit out, if I text you at a drunk text at night, if I like express my feelings to you and you hit me with like a K, I never did it. I don't know what you talk about. I said I loved you. You don't got no proof.
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
Fuck that. You're not gonna get that. Nope. Did I say? I didn't say I loved you. Where's the paper trail?
No, I never said that, bitch. Didn't see, where's your proof?
I never said.
I see the receipts. Oh, Real Housewives will never be the same. Damn. Because, them girls love to pull up a text message, honey. They're going to have to start collecting, not that nasty.
Screenshots.
Yes,
they're going to have to shit happens, screenshot baby. Of everything.
Oh, my God. All right, girl. Let's jump into these meat and potatoes. I'm hungry.
Let's get into it. Gobble, gobble. You know my favorite thing to do. Eat up.
Girl. Okay, so let me just say, Devery and I saw each other about 2 weeks ago. We are 2 weeks removed from DC Black Pride. It was so great to see my sister. It had been a year, I think, since the last time I saw. Oh no, I did see you in August, so it had been almost a full year since the last time I saw you. I moved in August.
You did? Oh yeah, I was like, this bitch.
Or July.
Really
July. Oh my God, yeah. Next month. So it had been almost a year since the last time I laid eyes and hugged my good sister, and I got to see her about 3 or 4 times while I was in DC for Gay Black Pride. And how did you enjoy the weekend? How was it?
So you know what I was doing, hated it, but overall, like I enjoyed the time that we spent when we went. The time that we spent going through the DC streets at night.
Oh, baby, I missed that.
So listen, okay. So the reason I hated it was because there was plans that was supposed to happen. They did not happen, and I was very, very mad about that. Second of all, I spent too much money that I shouldn't have spent because the next week I was going to Philly, so I was just like, fuck. And then second of all, like, I just like felt like I was over it. Like, I don't know.
Dark cloud with you the whole time. Of course you did.
Very much a dark cloud. But, like, I just also did not, like, it wasn't even because of that. It was also because, like, I just felt like I was, like, disconnected. I'm screaming, bitch.
Sorry.
It was that, too, which we're going to talk about. But it also just felt like I just was not having, things weren't fun.
No,
like,
that's true.
You know, when we went out the first time, I was looking cute, girl. I was excited. I went in there, I was like, girl, this is a waste of an outfit. Like, nobody was in here, and I wanted to be seen.
That was on Thursday, right?
Thursday was fine. Thursday I wasn't expecting anything from Thursday. Like, now that was cute. That was just cute.
Okay.
Friday, I mean, when did we see each other? Saturday?
Oh, you mean, okay, so what night was it that we were out at, out at Nelly's, and then we were outside trying to figure out where we were going to go. Was that on
Sunday?
That was on Sunday.
That was Sunday.
Oh, okay.
That was Sunday. Okay. So Saturday that night was just like, okay, I just felt like I wasted an outfit.
Yeah.
I was just like, but I also had been doing a lot that Saturday. So like I was kind of fatigued. But then Sunday was actually pretty fun, but like I just got drunk. And then like I wanted to be a little freak, and it didn't happen, and I was mad and all that stuff like that, which I shouldn't have been mad because I should have expected it. But here we are. But no, yeah, I just think that I got to a space of like this is DC products for transplants. I mean, for like people that are traveling in the city and traveling out.
Oh,
like,
right. Yeah. People.
The money was just like, it was so expensive for things that we knew was going to be.
Yeah, but it was even expensive for them. Like, I don't think that it was necessary for it to be that expensive. I don't think it's ever been that expensive before either. Like, I've seen how much they charge for these events, so it wasn't like I was surprised, but I was like, at the point that the park was charging $80 to enter with cash and $100 for card, I was like, "Oh no, this is absurd!" Like that was like that's completely nonsensical. That's ludicrous, is what it is.
And the thing about it is, I get bothered because like it doesn't come with anything.
Yeah, you just gotta stand there and look at people.
You don't get unlimited bottle service. You don't get a complimentary like food. You don't get like a section. You just pay to get in there, and you have to pay for everything else. And I think that's for me. Like I know that night I was tipsy, and I was like, I'm not paying for this and all that shit like that, which is very valid because it was just like it wasn't. It's not. It's I'm not going to say I'm frugal with my money, but it has to make sense. Like, if I'm not about to just pay $100 and then pay another $100 in the space. Now, if my intentions was to go out and, like, blow a bag, like, of course, I'll go get a section. I'll do that with some friends and all that. But, like, I was not planning, like, I just hate when it was sporadic. Like, it wasn't told to me beforehand. Yeah. You know, like, if it would have said on a flyer, like, 80 to get in, like, 80 for cash, 100 for credit, I mean, I knew it before I got to it, but when we're waiting in the lines and then they're like changing the prices as you go, it just, to me, it just is like they just want money and it's just not fun and not cute. So, like,
to get them you paying for that party promoter's Tesla, honey.
Yeah, and that's like, girl, like, you gotta, and my thing about it is like, give me a live ass party. Like, I don't need me to get in there and it's not fun.
What's a live party for you is the question.
To me, it's like, everybody is like, it's great music flowing consistently. Like, I need like very much music that is very good because I need somebody to make me want to buy drinks. You know, I want somebody to want me to buy, show out.
What makes music good for you?
To me, it just needs the beat. The beat needs to be really good. The transition into every song needs to be like very like fresh and like it's not the same music that we've heard. You know, like I like mixes.
Okay.
So like I like house music too. Like I need you to give me a remix of, you know, Dangerously in Love or something of that nature.
Okay.
Also, I need everybody to be dancing. I need everybody to be in that bitch. I don't need nobody I don't want to feel like anybody is less than or greater than. I need everybody, even if you're in a section, turn up in your section. Like have a ball. Like I just don't need that elitism shit happening at all. Like, I just do not need that because it's going to make me not want to be there because I'm going to feel like I'm being judged or already have anxiety and shit like that. So
that seems to be like a huge issue too. And I think that was something I heard echoed through the literal streets of DC as people were like, when they were talking about not paying the prices to get in there, I'm hearing them be like, just to stand around and look at each other, like they don't even speak. And that's something that people say here in New Orleans too. And it's just like, wild that that's such a large phenomenon in our community to just go out to events and just stare at each other. And it's one thing, like, that we have a hard time sometimes approaching each other, right? Like that we have difficulty connecting. But I actually think that like clubs and party promoters are also creating these like conditions for us to do that. They're actually like killing our social scene because we're going to these clubs and people are buying sections and they are, behaving in an elitist manner and then creating conditions for people to feel like they can't dance, right? And then you've got like people like, I saw this on Twitter the other day, like you go ahead to the club, you try to have a good time, you dance and somebody's recording you and putting you on social media. So people, because they're so subject to the opinions of others, are going into these clubs and they're not allowing themselves to have a good time. And then, so I guess like the DJ is going to play whatever. I'm not going to sit up here and play a whole bunch of dance music that motherfuckers ain't going to dance. At that point, I guess I would just play a whole bunch of fucking like trap music and y'all just going to sit around, smoke hookah and look at each other. Because
I don't.
Otherwise, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't like hookah. So like that's the thing. The only reason I'll do hookah is if like I said, if the vibe is right, if the music is playing, everybody's dancing, if everybody's just having like no cares, I will smoke. I will smoke hookah. Yeah. Bitch, I will buy shots. Like I was buying drinks for us at Nelly's. Like I was just buying Jello shots for us because I felt the music was good.
You had that alcohol coming, child.
Bitch, I was like, because the thing about it was like, I have no problem. Like I can enjoy myself. Like now my pocketbook, bitch, was like not my pocketbook. My fucking car was like
sick. You said pocketbook.
But afterwards, I didn't care in the moment, and that's what you should be doing. Like, not saying that you should be doing, but like, I just did not. I don't like when DC sets it up as like that, like, and then people travel in, and then it's very much when you see people that you saw on social media. Oh yeah, but you're from here, girl. Because that's the thing is when you see people that you see on social media and then you see their energy because of like this ambiance is creating that like elitism type of mindset. Right. I don't like that. Like it's just like, girl, we be talking on Instagram all day, every day. Yep. Girl, you probably have showed me your butt. I've showed you my butt. Like
I've seen your dick. And you got to turn your nose up at me at the club. No, bitch, I saw two people that I see like every weekend. Actually, I saw one of them last night at the local bar. I saw them on the streets of DC and I was like, oh my God. It's like, look at y'all over here. I know y'all. And bitch, I'd be damned if they didn't literally look over their shoulder at me with the coldest expression on their faces that I probably have ever seen. I mean, these people are bitch to me right in my face. And I literally looked at them like, oh, wow. Okay. And these are, I love New Orleans, okay? Let me be clear. Let me be clear. I love New Orleans. But the city is this big, so it ain't nothing special going on here. So it ain't like, I'm not trying to give the LA girls too much, right? But they have the illusion of being more important than they are. And it is almost justifiable, okay? Because, it's LA.
Yeah, everybody is.
You girls are from New Orleans. Why y'all doing that? And let me be clear, in my streets, bitch, like... I may not be from DC, but girl, I ran them streets for 6 years. They mine.
It was the swamps, girl. Louisiana swamps.
You come up from out the bayou and really try to play me in the streets of the DC. Okay. So, nonetheless, that's the same kind of thing, right? These girls are like, used to being seen a certain way on social media. And then so they're able to put on a facade, go to a different city, and then pretend to be LA girls or somebody who has just like any sort of importance. And let me be clear. I don't think that any of us are more important than any other one. Let me be clear about my perspective there. I'm only using terminology that like I can assume is the mindset these people are in. Yeah. So you come over here to DC and you're behaving like you are like top echelon and you're not, buddy. Like we're all here.
Yes. To be transparent, I did get the bug of the like elitist type of mindset before here, and I had to humble myself because I started to feel like I was starting to become one of those people that like had their nose held high. And I'm 6'4". I look down on you on purpose. Okay, it's not because of my height. I look down at you actually because I'm despising. I'm sweating. But no, I did get this like aura of like, if you don't feel like you carry yourself like this, then you won't be seen. You know, then people will look at you differently. But I had to stop that.
Carrying yourself with confidence and then looking at people like they're like, you know, fucking scum of the earth is very different. And I think that there's a fine line to be drawn there. People often tell me I walk with confidence. I know that I do. I know that I'm a like attractive person. I know that I'm a nice person. I have a cool personality. I'm a very talented individual, and all those things can be true. And I can say all of those things and believe all of those things. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go out and treat people as if I'm better than them or as if they are less than I am. Yeah. And it's weird that when we go to, let me be clear, when we go outside of the house, we're going for a reason. When we go to events, we're going to those events to mingle with each other. So if I'm going to this event and your environment is not conducive to me mingling with people, this is a waste of my fucking money.
But that's not everybody's intentions, though, to go out to be mingled. People's intentions are to be seen. People's intentions are to look at other people and be like, I'm better than you. And that's the problem. Is like people are not going out to mingle. Because think about it. People don't, when they go out to the club, half the time people don't be talking to each other unless the liquor starts to flow. Typically, like people are there to like look, like come in like But I also think that goes to our insecurities and our anxiety. Like for me, I'm gonna be transparent. I didn't think I was the most attractive person at once, so I would walk into spaces to find reasons to make somebody else less than me. Right, which is a problem because I had to figure out why was I doing that in the first place, because that's very rude and very ignorant. It's because I didn't feel confident in myself, so I wanted validations from others, and when I didn't get that, there would be this type of spiral in it, which is something I've worked on consistently and constantly, is not looking for validation from others. But that is something that people do. People like they don't have confidence in themselves, so they go out here to feel like they're, make everybody else feel like they're inferior, so that the people can be like, oh my god, like they're so this, they look so this, but it's like, girl, internally those girls don't even believe in themselves. They got to put somebody else down and make themselves be up, and that's the difference between being cocky and confident.
So unfortunate, because if you
I get it, girl.
If you really have to do that, sometimes you really have to go to an entirely different city, or even if you live there, if you really have to go out into the public and put on such a heavy armor to feel good about yourself, that's really unfortunate. I'm proud of you for making that.
It was because nobody had an identity of who I was. So you're coming to a space and you're creating this identity. That's why dating apps is something that is helpful, is because you have an identity where you're from, right? You've been there for years. You try to get a fresh start and a clean start. And that's what it's like when people come to visit other places, because you're visiting. You can be whoever you want. But the problem that comes at that is you're ultimately being somebody that you're not in reality. So then when you mingle and meet people, they're not going to know who you fucking really are, because you're that girl, you're the Devery in Atlanta, or not the Devery in DC. The Devery that likes anime, the Devery that likes to play volleyball. But I go to LA or Atlanta, I'm the nigga that likes hookah. I'm the nigga that likes, designer stuff. It's like, girl, who are you when nobody's watching? Like Chloe and Halle says, like, it's like you're not quote. Really, that's my fucking favorite quote. It is. But no, it's that. And it's a shame that our identities are so teetered on the likes of others. And I think that's something that that elitism and like DC, like over on Memorial Weekend, well, I know we went into it, we're gonna talk, but like it was fine. I love seeing you. I love being in the space of friends and just like having fun. I didn't feel like I was in that mindset of like, I did get a lot of compliments this weekend.
Yeah,
a girl was confident.
The people are always telling me how cute you are. Literally, like, every time somebody sees when I tell them about the podcast, they're like, "This is my co-host." They're like, "Wow, he's super handsome." So the girls live for you. That's a fact.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciated it. And because I said it was something that I didn't feel about myself. I feel like when I would go out in the DC streets, I was always the friend of the pretty or the handsome people. And that was something that I had to really combat and work through, because I know I am enough. I am more than enough, and I am worthy of whatever. And also, if these people don't want to talk to me or anything of that nature, I'm perfectly fine with that. But it was interesting because I had an interaction this weekend. I mean, not this weekend, but that weekend, where somebody was like, I don't like the Devery that you're becoming now.
Yeah, and that's a hating ass hoe.
And I was like, wait, I have not done this. Like, you just are very egotistical. You're very vain. You're very confident. You tell yourself that you look good. And it's just like, no, you rather me be silent in the small Dev and not the Dev that's like, no, I deserve this. I deserve that, which was very interesting because I was like, I'm not even doing nothing this time. But nonetheless, I felt good. I love seeing you. It was always great to be with my good Judy, and you just live your best life. Like, one thing about you, girl, you're going to fuck it up. Wherever you at, it's going you're going to have a ball.
First of all, fuck that hoe. That's number one. And I felt that way before being in her presence and almost got me for a slick second. Like, for a slick second, I was like, okay, yeah, all right. I can vibe. And then you came back and say some shit like that, and I'm like, all right, fuck that hoe again.
Yeah.
And it's going to stay that way, unchanged. I ain't changed.
And I'm okay with that. I think for me, it's also this mindset that I'm going through is like, you don't deserve the hurt that you feel like, you know, like just what ifs, right? This mindset of what ifs. And it's like, I'm starting to it's a gradual thing, girl. You know me, bitch. 1 minute I'm stupid. 1 minute I'm like, eh. But it's something that I know what I'm practicing my worth, and I'm deserving of it. And I'm consistently reminding myself and creating those healthy boundaries. But it's not always perfect some days, girl. I know it. I'm doing the work, and I'll tell y'all, I'm like, I'm being stupid. I'm gonna just let y'all. I know. I'll be transparent with my girls. They're like, "What's happening?" I'm like, "I'm being stupid," but talking to my therapist about it and trying to work through it. But all in all, it was a fun weekend. But Philly was Philly was fun. I enjoyed. I was looking forward. Philly was a great time.
You just don't want me to go in. That's all this is.
Yeah. You see, I was like, girl, we gave it too much.
Yeah,
we gave it too much.
I'll move on for the sake of. I just fuck that hoe. Anyway. So I want to say, like, when I go out, I want to dance. Like, especially from moving from DC and like having those like, I felt like I was going out in DC and getting drunk every time because I wasn't enjoying myself. And I had to sit with that several times. Like, I had to be like, I don't want to keep getting fucked up. Why am I spending so much money? I'm spending so much money at the bar to get drinks because I'm not having fun. But now when I go out, I'm solely focused on dancing. If I'm not dancing, bitch, I'm leaving. Yeah. And the girls want to dance. A lot of the girls want to dance. They want to enjoy themselves. Yeah. So I'm not doing that shit anymore. And honestly, I really feel like we need to progress past the need to impress each other anyway, because if you're not directly getting paid for that, it's kind of a waste, right? Like, you're spending money to go to an event so that people can look at you a certain way. And then what?
Oh my gosh, he's so attractive. Let me follow him on Instagram and just stalk him. Or, oh my God, like, it's like you want to be in the air of somebody. Like, that's all.
But it's like, if you're not going to have sex with these people. And if you are, you'd probably be a little bit more methodical about it. They're not going to pay you. You pay it to look like this. They're not paying you. It's all a fallacy. You're paying for a dream. Because after it's all said and done and we all go to our respective homes, nobody's thinking about you in that fucking section. And it's one thing to get a section with your friends so that you can just, like, sit down. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times it's just like, yeah, bitch, I want to party.
Bitch, I need to sit down.
I need to sit my ass down. So I got this section so I can sit. But if you just going to be sitting in there, a lot of people just be sitting in their sections looking just like this.
Yeah. I like to have a section because I have anxiety. And, like, if it's packed and, like, I need somewhere to sit down, I also know I'm guaranteed some drinks in a section sometimes. Like, with certain sections, you do get drinks. So, like, I like that. But, like, I recently got into the section vibe. Before, I was like, I'm not going to do it. But, like, if it's affordable, I'll do it. Like, I don't believe in having more than 5 people in the section. Okay?
They be piling them sections up, baby.
Because then it's starting to give broke vibes. I'm just I quit. I'm done.
That's funny.
No, I think I get it sometimes, but, like, it just needs to be reasonable. Like, all in all, like, I have no problem spending like $40 to get into like a club or something. But, like, once it starts to get past that $40, or I'm starting to question. I'm like shaking to give them that, like.
So,
like,
what do you think were some of the successes of DC Pride? Like, what do you think went well?
So the things that I went to, so I know that DC has places that are not just parties. I know that they have interactions. I know Impulse DC had an event.
Yeah.
in one of the, I think it was one of the hotels that they regularly do.
Yeah, that was fun. I loved it.
Yeah, they also have a DC Pride Parade, which I enjoyed. That it's just not the party scenes. But I think the successes for me was I did get to see a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while. So like for you, I hadn't seen you in a while, and then I had seen some people coming in that I hadn't seen in a while, like people I actually wanted to see. So it was really fun to see them people, and also like, granted, Nelly's, the history that they have is really trash. I actually enjoyed Nelly's that Saturday we went because everybody was dancing and having fun.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, Nelly's was fun. I felt like that was a good vibe because it just was fun. Like I had been there since I had 4, and I was just like turn up. But I think the successes were I just like seeing Black queer men together and not always in a turn up spot. But also I didn't go to that many spaces because I did have company.
I wish you had, and I wish I had sent you a text message on Sunday morning because I went with Omar to the event at the park, and that was actually a really enjoyable time. And we met up with Reese. So I saw Dwight and Ra, so that was great too.
Yes, the girl.
Exactly. So I really wish you had come to that because I really saw the gays connecting with each other and like really enjoying and talking to each other at that event. And I just wish we could do more of that. Like, we talk about these needing to see examples of Black gay love, and we talk about needing to like be represented in a certain way because at the end of it, we're really all just kind of like trying to connect with each other. Like, yeah. At the core of people putting on these facades, it's out of loneliness. Like it is out of insecurity. It's out of sadness, right? And like the only way we can really get past those things is if we do our personal work and if we rely on each other. Like the word community is not something that we're just using to lump people together because they have something in common. The word community is supposed to mean a support. Like this is a network of people that you should be able to rely on for comfort, for support, for love, for intimacy, to be vulnerable. And the people who put on these events are actually trying to foster that, right? Like the people who coordinate events for Pride. And I'm not talking about the nighttime events. I'm talking about the actual like, we're doing a meet and greet here, doing, this panel on this. That's for people who actually care about the well-being of our community. And I don't always feel like party promoters are in that headspace. Some of them are. I want to be clear about that. There are party promoters who actually do want to foster connections and who are good at building community. And that's a skill I really respect, is people who are capable of doing that. And I want to say that event that I went to on Sunday was very much an event like that. But I definitely think that like club scenes are killing that, and they're really causing a very deep, maybe not causing, but they are exacerbating a very deep chasm in like our connections with each other. I really just want to see us grow from that. Like I really want to see. You remember me telling you that when I moved to New Orleans, I wanted to feel more connected. And I think it is true that I've had that experience. But I think I see things in a much clearer way now because I see that, like, I do, I'm back in a space where I'm like, I'm ready for love. I'm ready to work on it again. And I'm like, oh, well, it's going to be difficult to do that if I'm not talking to these men and connecting with them. Yeah. And, like, it's going to be hard to do that if I'm not in environments that are conducive to that. It's never like I ever thought I was going to meet my boyfriend at a club event, right? But it's hard to network with people at these events because you can't even talk to them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that the club scene doesn't create. I think we have just over too many club spaces and not that many spaces for community. I think that DC is definitely a space that has a potential, and I think they're like in cuts and corners, but it's not as highlighted as the parties are in DC. And I agree with you. I think it's always hard to cultivate relationships at parties and things like that because it's just too many distractors or too many senses are being like worked. And it's actually interesting. I met a guy at a club, and it was at a straight club, and we connected. It was like really nice to connect with him after that because I noticed that we did have a lot of things in common, which was very rare. Because I was like, now I'm meeting somebody at the club and actually like. And like the idea of the person, like, But yeah, I definitely agree. It's just like DC, that mindset is just oversaturated. Like I would love for these events that always have parties to change it up a bit and give us something different.
Can you give us something
like, girl,
else?
It's what did Kiki said. Kiki said, keep it moving, girl. She said, like her late great heat, keep it moving. She said, Law, you're tired. And that's how I feel about these clubs. You're tired. I'm not about to keep doing the same thing, y'all. Give me something different. Okay? Give me something different. I need it.
How do you think?
Because I won't want to keep coming out.
How do you think we can fix it?
I definitely think that, I don't know how we can fix it. I think if there was a way that we can get to the promoters and be like, listen here, bitch, we need something. We need some real dialogue happening. We need y'all to I think that they need to be tied with another organization or something. Yeah. Like they need to be doing more than just throwing parties and making people spend money on them. Like they need to be able to give back to the community somehow, some way, because I'm not really seeing them give back to the community. I'm seeing us pour into them, but it's not really them pouring into us. And I think that's the thing, is just like, I'm giving y'all money to turn up, but I don't see y'all donating this money. I don't see y'all having events that we can dialogue in and converse and talk about the complexities. But it's like we ultimately may have to do it ourselves.
Absolutely. I think we have to stop relying on events for that. But I mean, we have to be willing to make the personal steps to reach out to each other. And that was something that I was really trying to do. And I think I was a little, I think after I had that interaction with the two guys from New Orleans, first I brushed because I don't even know them like that. So I think I'm just I have been in such a bubble, right, since I moved here, of this space that I'm creating and this spiritual energy that I've been living in, and being open and connected to people, that being back in DC and experiencing that there kind of just shocked me a little bit. And when I got back here, I considered hardening up, and that's usually when I know I considered hardening up, and I was like, damn, I'm telling you,
it's crazy.
It doesn't get any more sinister than that, right? The whole objective is to be open, to be connected. And when you have experiences like that, it does cause you to harden up. But once you harden up, you only feed the cycle of doing that to other people.
Yep.
It's so wild. I mean, I came this close. Close.
I've done that. And the thing about it is, I used to do that going out. I would definitely guard. I would come very guarded in. I would come I have to walk in I'm that girl. If you're going to walk like that, I'm going to, because I came from Ohio. And I remember coming here, it just was, the elitism was real, bitch. We didn't have queer space in Ohio. So I'm just excited to just be with the gays. I'm just woo! And I'm dancing and I'm turning up and I see people you're doing the most. You're doing too much. And I'm like, girl, I ain't doing it. I thought I wasn't doing enough.
Yeah.
And then, that nose held high. And I think it's also a difference. We talk about DC gays and Atlanta gays are the elitism is different, because DC, no shade to Atlanta girls, a lot of the girls are entrepreneurs, so they have to make their money however they make it. However, DC, the girls here have salaries. Yeah. The girls potentially work on the hill. Yeah. So that coin that they have is more sustainable. Potentially, this is a guess, y'all. Don't drag me, don't cancel me. Then some of the girls in Atlanta, because a lot of the girls in Atlanta are very hungry. They're gonna get their money. How they gonna get it? They're gonna open up some brands, or they're gonna be influencers. But in DC, these girls work in corporate jobs, so they do feel like they have this coof about them, because that's what DC does. DC is more so about what you do.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
They will ask you, what job? Where do you work? I hate people telling people where I work. Wait, what do you do? I hate telling people that. I tell them I have a podcast.
Yeah, I used to do that too.
I tell them I have a podcast because. Yeah, because the thing about it is once they know what you have, then they want to that elitism kicks in. It's oh, well, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, and it's transparent. DC is a space where you it's a scratch my back, scratch your back. It's very much that networking type of vibe. So I don't like it though, and I wish we just had more spaces where we could just be unguarded, because I know as a transplant city, I don't want us to come in. I'm glad that I'm starting to realize that, girl, it's not giving that. I don't see myself going out for a little minute in DC. Granted, I am going to New York for Pride. Bitch, June is, I'm traveling, girl. Traveling. But no, yeah, I just wish that that elitism would move. out the way, because it also hinders like relationships and
Yes.
dynamics and
I really do think that it's like we could see some beautiful relationships stem if we were better at communicating with and each other and connecting to each other.
I even also felt that way with the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get comfortable, girl, I did feel there was a form of elitism in certain spaces, not us, but with our platform. You know, we give people the platform to be themselves.
Oh, yes.
And I don't think people was giving us our flowers, which is a thing that I don't need to be trying to get from others, which is something I'm going through with therapy.
Yeah.
But we gave so many people, you know, platforms to talk about themselves. And when we meet some of these people in person and the energy is not the same.
Oh, absolutely. I have that experience with someone who had been on this show. I mean, Grant, I was shocked. I was actually really shocked. And the fact that it is that deep, right? Like, it's one thing for it to happen socially with some people that, you know, I only kind of know. But at the point that, like, we've actually, like, you've occupied a space on my platform, you would think that openness would be there, right? That camaraderie, that pleasantry. And I mean, let's be clear. I want to reiterate, right? Like, we're at Black Gay Pride, sis. Like, we're not at the Oscars. This isn't the Met Gala. Like, girl, I get it that you've got a platform. Like, I totally understand that, and I support and appreciate that. And there's still no hard feelings on that. Like, it's still all love for all of these people, honestly, because it ain't even that deep. But what is deep is that, like, that kind of attitude is really stopping some great stuff. It's everyone it's individualism. It's everyone trying to make sure that they get their piece for them. And they're completely neglecting the fact that, like, none of us are going to be able to sustain without each other. Like, that's not how this works. This isn't it's about to just be me. And then, like, okay, good luck. We're social creatures. We are designed to be with each other, to need each other. And, like, I think people don't get that, though. They forget it often.
It's that mindset. It's like, but what I always think about is, like, you got to this place because the community liked what you were doing. So you don't think that you need them is a weird space, because without them, you wouldn't be here. You know, and that's just a weird mindset. And also, I agree with you, because I had to literally stop somebody and be like, hey, you were on my show, because they kept walking. Like, they were walking. And I was like, hey, I want to say nice to meet you. I'm Devery, that Black Boy Joy. And they was like, oh, nice to meet you. And I was like, hold on, I grabbed them. Like, I shouldn't have did that. But I was like, the podcast, you were on my show. And then they stopped. They had to stop to process it. And that's when they were like, yes, and then gave me the hug and the flowers. But they were thinking I was a fan of them.
Yeah.
You know, that admiration, which I have not. If I think somebody is talented, I would tell you, but don't put me less than you automatically.
It's so wild that the gays were doing that, because, you know, I saw Kofi, I think it's Cirabo, is that how you say his last name? From Queen Sugar. I saw him on my way to work on Monday, I think it was, either Monday or Tuesday. I'm just riding the bike down the sidewalk, and I see the back of this man's head, fine as hell. And I was like, I think that was Kofi. But I wasn't 100% certain. So I bust the corner, and it was him. So I'm, like, riding past him. I was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know I bust this corner, because I was pretty sure I saw, and I was like, I think that's Kofi. And I was like, I miss you. It's like, it's really cool to see you. And he was like, what's up, man? Yeah. It's like, it's really nice to meet you. And I was like, thank you, you too. All right, enjoy the rest of your day. And I continued on to work. And he was just this is a man who is actually on a television show. He's actually with power players. Like, you know,
you actually have a job.
He has every reason to treat, quote unquote, because obviously I want to reiterate, I don't see it this way, right? But according to Zeitgeist, he has every single reason to treat me the way that we're describing, and he didn't. So,
and you don't have to.
No one has to. No one has to.
Because my thing about it is, like, also, what do you gain from that? What do you get out of making somebody feel like they're smaller than you and things of that nature? And I think that was also something that, like, I took a break from the podcast because I felt like we were giving people a platform that did not respect us at all, which was a problem. Like we gonna talk about that. I felt at one point we were giving our flowers to people who did not respect us in return. And I think that was something I had to really sit down and grapple with, because that was something I was internally battling with, because this is a space for us to celebrate people, right? For our intentions. It doesn't have to be anything in return. We want to give them the praise. However, the behind the scenes of it sometimes would kind of make me like, is this really like, we're doing all this stuff. We're not getting, the promotion that we should have agreed, and I think that was the thing that used to bother me. It's like, why? Like there's a lot of stuff that I just but I had to sit down and realize, and me and you talked about it, of course, and we had our dialogue about it, and I appreciated it. But I got to a space, I was like, no. Why? Because the girls aren't going to give us our flowers. So why do we need to give the girls their flowers? But I was like, that's not the mindset. Do not come up with that intentions. You're starting to be burnt out, bitch. That's why you were just doing a lot of work. But it was also in the space of like, dang, like we were spewing out shit. We were just, and I think it's also, I have to take the small wins. And I think that's something that like I was not remembering at all, in the space of like, I wanted, and then my elitism I wanted to be seen, which is something I'm going to therapy for, I'm working on, is I wanted to feel liked, or I wanted to see, I wanted people to talk about us a lot. But that doesn't happen unless you believe in it, and once you believe in it, then that's going to gradually come, and things don't happen overnight, and I think for me, I started to get into a space where I wanted instant gratification in something. But yeah, that's my little rant about, my mindset about where I was at. I don't feel that way anymore, but I was kind of in a space like, I'm tired of just...
I love doing this show with you, and I'm very glad to be back. And, how people receive it, I would love for people to, love it, and to enjoy this journey with us. And I think that they do. And then, as long as it feels good, I'm going to continue doing it.
And that's the thing. For me, it felt good at a point. I think after it, I started to feel like I was on a machine. Yeah. And it wasn't fun anymore to me.
And that's when you stop.
And I never felt like, when we have our guests, I'm like, oh my gosh, like they need to shout us out. And I was like, I just want to give y'all flowers. Like, I love y'all, but I don't want y'all to feel like I am less than. Yeah. That interaction is like we don't deserve the respect, or it's just like, oh, you all are a small platform, or if y'all were a bigger one, then we might give y'all. Because, the interactions we have with people, like, you better get me, y'all better have me on before I blow up. And I was like...
Why would you say that to someone? Isn't that wild? And I don't think about it, like, that's so wild to say. It's so wild to say.
And I was like, they were like, well, your platform isn't big enough for me and all that stuff. And I'm just like...
So wild.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But we're here, love. We're so here. I love it. I'm excited. And I think that, more is to come, and... all of those things. I went off.
No, you're fine. Well, that's all I have on that topic. We've been probably doing this a little longer than I thought we would for our first back. I'm glad that we got in the groove of it, though. I'm very glad to be back with you, sister. I'm very excited to get to 100. We're very close.
Too. I cannot wait. First of all, I want to say thank you all for the listeners and supporters and people who have still been rocking with us. Yeah. It does not go unnoticed. No. Like I said, I did have my internal stuff, but I do appreciate people that have followed us, to continue to follow us and check in about where the podcast is at. People that have been wearing our merch and consistently just like shouting us out and giving us our praise.
Shout out to Derwin and Archie, baby.
Derwin, Archie, David. Charles, David, Kaylin, just more people that have just like showed us our love, and I just appreciate all of that. So. We see it. We're not, we're back. We're here. We just are talking our shit. But yeah, I think that's where we're at. So before we wrap up, tell the girls where they can follow you at on all social medias.
Why don't you go first?
Okay, the girl. Okay, I like. So If y'all would like to consider talking to your boy Dev, I am on all dating apps at.
I know that's the fuck right, bitch. I know that's the fuck right. The girl says, "Sweep me up, honey, before I get big, honey."
Girl, here's the thing. I'm going to be very humble. Your girl might be seeing me still on Tinder or something of that nature, and I have a little coin. But if y'all would like to get to know your boy, you can hit me up on all my social media platforms at _Lord Every. That is _LORDEVERY.
And you guys know that you can find me on Instagram at Derwin King. That's DERWINKING. And on Twitter at Free Negro. That's FREENEGREAUX.
And you all can continue watching these episodes on the YouTube at That Black Boy Joy. We have our visuals and we have our audio. All of our audio is on all streaming platforms. Please, if you want to be a guest, you can write in. You can send us a DM or just email us. And you can follow us on all of our social medias at That Black Boy Joy on Instagram and Twitter. Hit us up at That Black Boy Joy Podcast at gmail.com if you want to be a guest on the show. And you can follow us on YouTube at That Black Boy Joy. And like we always conclude with, please be so in love with who you are.